this morning. The devil knocking at my door. I said, please go away. I've got nothing to say to you. But maybe you could try another day. It's Wednesday, January whatever, 2021. And there we are on the morning coffee family, which I should let you know right now, something very important and very official. Today it's we're doing a Monster Rain cheers. I've already gone through my couple of cups of coffee. So today, for me, for you, for the world, and for the devil knocking on my door. Monster cheers, y'all. Bam. And it's a beautiful day to be alive. I'm watching doves outside, fed the squirrels and birds this morning. One of the best parts of my morning. And today's workout soundtrack was awesome. There's this guy named Akira the Don. If you haven't heard of him, look him up. You might be into it. He's this guy, he's I believe a UK rapper who I think originally signed a record deal with Interscope, moved to LA, got a record deal, signing bonus, and he was going to be a big rap star, and Dr. Dre was going to do an album with him. And it didn't work out, and so he kind of took his whole thing independent. And now he does this thing called Meaning Wave every day. The other day I checked, he said that he had done 300 of them in a row. And they're basically DJ sets that he does. He does one on YouTube and one on Twitch every day. One in the morning and one in the evening every day for 300 days. And what he does is he takes the words of really interesting speakers of our time, people like Jordan Peterson, David Goggins, Jocko Willink, Joe Rogan, Scott Adams. He takes these Alan Watts. He takes these Marcus Aurelius. I mean, he's got a bunch, so many of them now, it's crazy. But he takes these interesting people. He takes their interviews of them talking on podcasts, and then he sets them to music, and then he sings along with it and turns the whole thing into a song. So what you have is some of the most intelligent people on the planet and some of the most interesting speakers in the planet who people might not listen to in a 4-hour podcast or a 22-hour audiobook, and he puts it to like trap music, and it becomes catchy. And it's all pretty much all positive self-help, aligning yourself with the universe, all the stuff we talk about, eating right, taking, trying to be in control of your emotions, taking responsibility for your life, yourself, you, and changing yourself for the better. Like, it's incredible. But I listened to him and his Joe Rogan album today. Check him out. He's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. And he does these sessions every morning and every night for like an hour and a half to 80 or 100 people. And he's been doing it for a year, almost a year straight. Pretty cool. If you've never heard of Akira the Don, check him out. He's one of the most interesting musical things I've seen in a long time. And in the beginning, it was fairly small, and it's growing. Now, like Jordan Peterson's retweeting him. Scott Adams is retweeting him. Joe Rogan is talking about him and retweeting him and posting him on Instagram. It's going to get bigger and bigger. It's a fascinating take on music. Never seen, it's like musical podcasts. In fact, I like it so much that now when I listen to podcasts, a lot of times I will put like smooth jazz in the background or some kind of music to kind of, like lo-fi chill hop in the background. It kind of helps the conversation. It entertains me a little bit more to keep me in the conversation. If you've never tried that, check that out. That'll change the way you hear podcasts. You get the podcast volume just right and then pull the music down below it, and it turns into an album. It's pretty cool. Check it out. So how the hell are you? It's Wednesday. Just another day in the life of a pimp. That was a line from a song by a band called Pimpadelic from Dallas, Texas in the late 80s, early 90s. White rappers, white kind of gangster rappers, one of the first of their kind ever. Had an amazing album that I used to listen to when I was a kid. Wish everybody a happy birthday. If you woke up alive today, it's your birthday. Congratulations, you made it. And on that note, I will say that yesterday we lost a good soul who today did not wake up. And I won't go too deep into it because I will break down into tears, but the wonderful Betty Ann Dowd, who is the mother of a friend I made in Dallas when I was 21. It's a long time ago. And her mother passed away suddenly yesterday, so our thoughts and feelings and condolences and good energy going out to the Dowd family. Her parents are the best. They accepted me as a 21-year-old street kid, hoodlum, thief, alcoholic, egotistical rock and roll singer kid who was hanging out with their rock and roll daughter. And they were one of only maybe 2 or 3 adults, parents at that time, who treated me like a human. The 2 parents that I remember treating me like a human, there were 2. One's name is Daniel Brackett, and the other one was Betty Ann and Tom Dowd. And actually, Daniel Brackett passed away a few years ago. But they were great teachers to me because they showed me that you can, at the age I am now, I see kids 18, 19, 21. And if they seem like bad kids, your first thought is, well, he's just a bad kid. Get out of my house. Leave me alone. Stay away from me. But I can't tell you what a big difference it makes to a kid like that when you treat them like a human. You say, hey, so what are you into? Oh, you want to be a rock and roll singer? That's fantastic. What are you doing to get there? I think that's amazing. Tell me all about it. Wow, that's creative. A lot of people can't do that. You're a special guy. You're a special girl. You want to be a violinist? That's amazing. 99 out of 100 adults go, what do you want to do? You go, I want to play the violin. They go, oh, that's impossible. What else would you want to do? Like what? Be a teacher or, driver's ed instructor or something? Dig holes in the ground. So, rest in peace to Betty Ann, man. That was devastating. But look, one of the strangest, happiest things that I think about sometimes is death. And we'll get off of this because this is kind of a melancholy morning coffee. But listen, I'm serious. I forget where I read it, probably in a book, but it was recently, within the last few years, and it said you should be thinking about death every day. Every day. Because no one does. And then when someone dies, it's like this huge shock. But for the people who kind of ruminate or meditate on death every day, like today could be the day everyone in my family has a chance of dying today. If you keep that in mind, then when it inevitably happens, it seems like less of a devastating shock and more of like an expected thing that's going to happen. It helps me to think about it. Every night when I go to sleep, every morning when I wake up, this could be it. This could be it. Anyway, moving right along. I was reading through the YouTube comments yesterday. They're fantastic. And there's something about YouTube and the comments that creates a community that's unlike anything else. I've noticed it recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, ever since he moved to Spotify. I don't watch it anymore. I can't stand it. The player is buggy. It pauses. You hit play and nothing happens. You hit play again and nothing happens. You hit play and another podcast starts. The one you hit play on 30 seconds ago. It's choppy. The lights are weird. The whole thing is weird. I go watch the clips on YouTube now. There's something about YouTube that makes a pretty cool community in the comment section. A lot of times it can be toxic, but it really just depends on you. Like social media can be the most toxic thing in the world, or it can be great. It just depends on how you use it. I have recently stopped following anybody who talks about politics in any way, shape, or form. I don't follow anybody who argues more than once a year on social media in any way. And especially on Twitter, I started following very small bloggers, like graphic designers, small-time bloggers, writers that don't have a huge audience. And they don't write about current events, they write about their passions. And it reminds me of what I would call the good old days of the internet, before social media gave the general public the ability to speak and share every thought that they have, and before the media invaded and took over. There was a period of time when I first got online when blogs were it. You'd find bloggers and they'd have 16 people following them, but they'd have the most fascinating insight on life or into design or music or whatever. And it's been overrun now with huge media organizations, just like anything else. It's like those of us that ran to the internet early to kind of escape the real world, we're now being forced off the internet and like back into nature because the real world has invaded. And now think about social media. All it is politics, racism, fighting, anger, just like the real world. People have brought their negative energy to the internet, and social media gave non-technical people who don't have the ability to create a blog the ability to share every thought that they have. And in my opinion, it could be the worst thing that's ever happened to human society. I follow another small writer blogger. His name is Patrick Rohn. I first discovered him on a site called Minimal Mac way back in the day. And he posted something the other day, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was great. He said, when the aliens come and they find the remnants of our civilization that was just wiped off the face of the earth, they're going to figure out that it was one thing that ended the whole thing. Social media. I agree. Social media is a mess. But I will tell you this, there is hope. As soon as you tune out everybody who's posting basically things that they hate, which is literally spreading hate. Like if you use social media to post about everything you hate, what are you doing? You're spreading hate. Block all that out. Find some people who are posting about the good things they're doing in the world or the great ideas that they have for the world. It completely transforms the way social media feels. When I open my Twitter now, as long as I don't go to the news tab, which I try to never do ever, and when I do, I get anxiety, laugh to myself, and go back to my homepage. When you do that, you log into Twitter and you see a bunch of great ideas and you see great things people are doing in the world. But if you just open it up to the general public, basically everyone's waking up. You want to know something funny? I forget if I thought of this or if I read it somewhere or what, but I was thinking or read. It said, once you understand that social media, for the most part, is basically people screaming at their TVs, it makes all the sense in the world. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You've got people at home glued to the TV. They really don't have a voice in the world, and so they turn to their social media, which is their only voice, and they scream at their TV into the social media. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see that, you cannot unsee it. So look, I could be on YouTube posting about everything I hate, every problem that I have with everybody, but I don't. I log in and I try to give you guys a little positive energy to start the day with. Why? Because I'm passing it on from the people that I got it from. This morning I have filled myself with positivity and ideas, exercise, all of those things. The first several hours of my day are all positivity. Then as it gets on through the day, man, I get dark sometimes. Like I said, my natural state is dark. But let's see what's going on in the comments, see what you guys are saying. Social media is an emotional dumpster that never gets emptied. There it is. That may be the title of the video, Bolo. Social media is a dumpster. Dumpster fire, a dumpster that never gets empty. Probably pretty true. Anyway, man, one of my favorite things when I was a kid was there were choose your own adventure books, and the internet's that way. Social media is that way. You want to use social media to try to spread all the things you hate to everyone else in your life? Fantastic. I love you, but I'm just not going to read it. I don't get the updates. I don't see it. I purposefully avoid it at all costs. If you want to post things that you're doing in the world, fantastic. I'm down for that. Some of my favorite social media profiles are people that no one knows about in small towns in Oklahoma and Texas who are hustling and grinding every day trying to make something happen. Those are the people I'm looking for. Don't tell me what you hate. Tell me what you're doing that's good. And actually, if they change the rules of social media to where you couldn't post about the things you hate and you could only post about the things you're doing that are good in the world, social media would go silent. 95% of it would just be gone. And man, what a good place that would be. Anyway, I guess that's a stopping point. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for letting me play guitar and talk a little bit. I'm running my campaigns, trying to get some campaigns that are unprofitable, profitable, which is a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly process. It ain't easy, kids. If you're in that game, good luck to you. I hope today you have the biggest profit day you ever had. If you're into the music thing, record yourself doing 3 or 4 of your best songs on a damn iPhone voice recorder if you have to. Put it out and send me the link. I'm due for another release this year for sure, and it's coming. I'm starting to plot it out now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I always do this. I get to the end and I go, I got to wrap it up, and then I talk for 5 more minutes. So I won't do that today. Everybody, have a great damn day. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. Thank you for your comments and subscribes and likes and stuff. Sacred Beats, Augustus, Wayne, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and man, as always, me and my Monster Energy drink will see you